Hey friends, Shay here. Sorry, it's Sunday. I have no makeup on. I'm just chilling out today, but I wanted to start a vlog for you guys. So I have a bunch of volume ones, and so I feel like it's time for another volume one Blitz, where I kind of just give you my initial thoughts on some series. Three of these are going to be Kodansha arcs that I've got. I think most of them are out now, actually. I got approved for them a little bit late, and then I've got a stack of manga right here next to me. So let's quickly talk about the digital ones. The first one we have here is You're My Cutie. This one, if I remember right, our heroine is obsessed with shoujo manga, and she loves the idea of the guy falling for his senpai, so a younger guy, older gal. Then this guy comes in, he's younger than her. He's gorgeous, but he's kind of like rude and standoffish and wants nothing to do with her. And so things are going to kind of evolve from there. So I'm excited to try this volume one for sure. The art is stunning. And then the next one I have is When Will Ayumu Make His Move? I think is how you pronounce that. Yeah, this one came out like mid-September. This is a will they, won't they kind of romance. It's from the same mangaka that does Teasing Master Tagaki-san, which is one that I've been intrigued in for a super long time. I just haven't been able to find a volume one around me anywhere. So this is the new series from the same mangaka. The art style is very reminiscent. So I'm really interested to see how this is going to evolve. I do believe it involves shogi, which is a Japanese board game, very kind of chess-like. I'm excited to see where this one goes. I think it's going to be really, really cute. The last digital one that I have for this Blitz, I have a lot more digital volume ones. I'm going to do one strictly dedicated to digital volume ones soon. But this one is Doing His Best to Confess by Satoru. I love the art style on this. The guy is kind of aloof, handsome, popular, you know, kind of your typical shoujo guy, except to his friends, because they understand that he's just shy and kind of lives in his own head. He has this one particular classmate that his mind tends to drift to, and he's just can't get up the courage to confess his feelings to her. So this is kind of what the series is going to be centered on. So I'm really excited to see how this volume one goes. All right. So physically, this first one I actually have the first two volumes of. I found them really cheap on Mercari, so I thought I'd pick them up to try. And that is the Earl and the Fairy. This is one that's been kind of on my radar for a while. I might even have this first one digitally. I can't remember. But I really love this classic art style. I believe these are shoujo beats. And yes, like the art style is just stunning. So I'm really excited. I don't know too much about these. I've heard kind of mixed things, so I don't want to go in with too much information. I just want to kind of go in on my own to form my own opinion. The next one is one that I'm just too intrigued by, and that is My Wife Has No Emotion. And I believe this wife is an AI kind of situation, and they're married, and so it's just going to be a really interesting take on everything. So I'm just super intrigued and can't wait to give you my thoughts on this one. Next is one that I've been promising to read for a long time, and that's Skip and Loafer. I still have not read this one. It looks adorable. I can't wait to try it. I just need to sit down and read it. So this vlog is my excuse to do that. The next one is Black or White. This is one that I got recommended from Dylan over at Dynamic Dylan. He's primarily been on TikTok and Instagram lately, but he is my source for BLs. If it was really something that would be offensive to me, he would tell me. But from what I understand, these are two actors. One's typically cast as the hero. The other is typically cast as the villain. The guy who's typically cast as the villain is actually just a cinnamon roll who wants people to love him. And it's about their interaction. I do believe it does get romantic. I can't guarantee that, but I believe that's how it goes. If you want full details, I will link Dylan down below because I know he talks about it at length. Plus, I'll talk about it more later in the vlog. This next one is actually going to be a reread because I read it years ago and I'm not remembering too much about it. And I was trying to decide if I wanted to continue this series, so I decided to go ahead and put it in this stack. And that is Arakawa Under the Bridge. I have a lot of friends who really love this series, and then I have people who kind of feel meh about the series. So I wanted to figure out where I sat with it again. Because I remember liking it enough, but wasn't sure I was going to continue. But I'm just not remembering too much other than it does involve homeless people who live under a bridge. Like, that's all I remember about it. And that some of them are really weird. Like, one guy wears this, like, star head. The next one is one that's been on my radar for a long time, and that is The Masterful Cat is Depressed Again Today. I think this is going to have really good conversations with mental health, and I love all things to do with cats, typically. So I'm really excited for this title. It's one that as soon as I heard we were getting the license, I was super excited. Plus, I love her art as well. Like, the art on both of them is amazing. And I do think it's going to be more like forward coma style. So I'm just really intrigued. It's not a super thick one, but I think it's going to be a good time. And then last but not least for this volume 1 Blitz that I'm doing today is Monster and the Beast, I believe. Just Monster and Beast. So I've heard amazing things about this BL. Dylan, again, thinks nobody talks about it, and he wants his friends to join him. And this is one that the art style has intrigued me for a very long time. So I am very excited to give this one a try and see how I feel about it. And it's going to be a good time. Hello. So I just finished You're My Cutie, Volume 1. And I have interesting thoughts about this one. I think it could be really great, but it could also fall really flat. So in this one, we essentially have this, like, girl who has a thing for younger guys. Like, she has a thing for being called senpai, and, like, it's just a thing she likes. It's almost like a daddy kink, but not. It's a senpai kink is what I'm going to call it. And so she's always loved the idea of a younger guy coming up to her and wanting her and all those kinds of things. So when her dad hires a guy a year younger than her to work part-time at their diner, she's like, Dad, what have you done? Because they had a bad run-in outside the restaurant, and then they meet in the restaurant. And this guy has some struggles and some preconceived notions about girls. And so he judges our heroine wrongly in the beginning, and then things move forward and they progress in becoming friends there. But all along she's like, he's so cute. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. And so by the end of this first volume, there's a confession. So that may be a spoiler for some people, but she's putting her feelings out there pretty soon. So from here, it could go, they try to be together. I assume he's going to push her away, though. So it'll be interesting to see where this one ends up. But I did enjoy it. Okay, got another volume read. And I decided to do Doing His Best to Confess next. And I have no regrets. This is adorable. I'm madly in love with it. This is another shoujo where it is centered on the male's perspective. And I tend to really like those because they feel different than the ones from the female perspective. But anyways, he's got this crush on this kind of like clumsy, quirky girl. She's super cute, but like she trimmed her own bangs and they were crooked, but she still came to school and didn't care. She's got really short hair and she's just super adorable in her own quirky way. And he loves all the cute, quirky things about her and really just wants to tell her how much he cares about her. And it's just really sweet. And I cannot wait for more of this one. I'm so, so excited. So yes, highly recommend this, even above You're My Cutie. So if you're going to only choose one between the two to pick up, I would pick up Doing His Best to Confess over You're My Cutie, though I really like them both and will most likely continue both. Alrighty, so I just finished When Will Ayumu Make His Move? And this is really cute. This is great for fans of like Kaguya-sama Love is War, because basically this is kind of a shogi version of it. So we have the two people in the shogi club. They seem to have feelings for one another, but the guy refuses to confess to her until he can beat her at shogi. And she doesn't know this. So she keeps trying to prompt him to confess to her, and he's very like open with compliments and stuff with her. It's really sweet. It's really cute. Done in very short vignettes.
So it's more of that shorter form, almost comedy style to it. And it's really cute. I really liked it. Would recommend. Of the 3 arcs that I just read, I do still think Trying His Best to Confess is the best one out of the 3. But all 3 were really solid. So if any of them sound interesting to you, I do recommend checking them out. But if you can only check out one of them, Doing His Best to Confess is my top pick.
Hello. So it's the next day. I'm home from work. And I just finished volume 1 of Black or White. And I totally understand why Dylan loves this. The dynamic between these two is fantastic. They actually met in high school and started dating shortly after graduation. And one chose to go to college, one went straight into acting, and now they're both actors, and they're both coming into their own kind of fame. So they're trying to figure out how to have their relationship while they're also being famous, because in Japan, LGBT isn't nearly as accepted. And so they have to walk that line very carefully. No one's supposed to find out about them, all those kinds of things. Our Prince character, his manager is supportive of the situation, where our villain character's manager isn't so much. And our villain guy really is just a cinnamon roll, but just kind of socially awkward. So I really loved the art. This was really sweet. And I like that there were breaks in, like, they put breaks on the sexual part of their relationship for a really long time. And you see how they come to the decision to make that next step. And it's really well done, really well handled. Consent is very big in this one. Doesn't feel rapey at all. I really, really, really enjoyed this and highly recommend that y'all try it too. So if you're looking for a good BL, Black or White. Okay, so I just finished My Wife Has No Emotion, and surprisingly, it's adorable and amazing. By the way, it's the same day. I just put on a sweater because I was cold. But yes, I love this. This is fantastic. Highly recommend. So it's basically about this, worker bee kind of guy, just kind of has a normal 9 to 5 kind of job. And he's been feeling lonely, so he decided to get a cooking robot to help, because cooking is just something that he wasn't taking good care of himself with. So he found one at a secondhand shop and decided to try it out. And she's kind of like the lower version of this particular model of robot. And obviously things are evolving between them. And she's adorable. I love Mina so much. And this manga, this first volume especially, is full of lots of little things that indicate care and concern and affection, and it's so sweet. I love this so much. And like the whole proposal thing was done super casually and kidding from the guy, but she took it seriously, so it came up later, and she's like, but I'm your wife. And it's like this cute, quirky thing, and I love it for what it is. It's exactly what I was hoping it was going to be, and that makes me super duper happy. So yes, I would put this on your list. And we've got another winner with Skip and Loafer. Okay, this is adorable. So this girl from the sticks moves to Tokyo to go to school. She's staying with an aunt, and on the first day of school, of course, she gets stuck in high traffic on the train. She gets lost and she doesn't know how to get to her school. And then this guy who, is just kind of carefree and bouncing through life runs into her, offers to help her get to school, and she gets frustrated, and her new shoes are starting to hurt her feet, so she actually kicks them off and starts to run. And that motivates him to run after her. And they're actually building a really cute friendship that could easily evolve into a relationship. And she's just kind of quirky and awkward, and, she falls into a little bit of the not like other girls trope, but she's just quirky and awkward in herself, and I love that, because she's not the one saying she's different. Everyone else is the ones that are saying she's different, and this guy just thinks she's great and loves hanging out with her and getting to know her, and they're on first name basis already, and it's just cute. I really, really like it. The art is really interesting. There is a girl on the sidelines that's, acting all jealous and catty, but, it's all kind of working itself out.
One of the girls in here is exceptionally pretty, but I'm totally getting like certain vibes from her. I'll leave it at that. And I'm okay with that. Like, it works for the story. And if it goes that way, I'm not going to be mad. If it doesn't go that way, I won't be mad either. But I'd like it to go that way. Should we put it that way? But yes, Skip and Loafer is definitely one worth picking up. This is really sweet and really fun. I'm excited for whenever Volume 2 comes out.
Hi friends. So it's actually been a couple of days since I filmed the clip for this vlog, but I have read a few volumes. So let's go ahead and talk about them, and then I have one more I need to read today, and then I'm hopefully going to edit this and upload it today so you guys have something to watch. Let's go ahead and dive in to the things that I've read since we last chatted. So I did reread Arakawa Under the Bridge Volume 1, and my feelings remained the same. This one's just a bit too weird and out there for me. It's fun, but I can't suspend my disbelief enough to fully enjoy this series. So I give it a 3-star. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it is not my particular taste. So if you're interested in this, I still recommend picking it up and trying it. Or I believe there's an anime, so you can always check that out to get kind of a sense for it. But yeah, I'm officially going to be sending this one on or selling it. I haven't decided which. But yes, Arakawa Under the Bridge is just not my particular taste. I have lots of friends who love this, and I know that this is a me problem, not a manga problem. So do know that. I've given this 2 different tries now. The first, well, technically 3, because the first time I tried to read it, I got too messed up and had to put it down. And then I got through it once, gave it 3 stars, got through it again, gave it 3 stars, and I just feel the same. So it's not a series I want to continue to collect or keep on my shelf. So that's that for Arakawa Under the Bridge. Next up, I had recently acquired volumes 1 and 2 of The Fairy and the Earl from Mercari. I was able to find them for a really, really good rate. So I ended up reading these. I have now bought volumes 3 and 4. I was able to find them for good prices. They're going to take a couple weeks to get to me because of shipping, but I am very excited for them to show up. So essentially we have this Earl who is looking for a specific item related to the fairy realm. So he needs a fairy doctor. Our heroine happens to be a fairy doctor, a very sought after fairy doctor. And so we have 2 people basically going after the same artifact. This Earl seems to kind of have a dubious past. We don't know if he's the actual Earl or not. And there's lots of mystery and intrigue. I really love the art. This is a very gripping series. I'm really sad I have to wait to have volumes 3 and 4. So if you can acquire the entire series, just sit and read it all at once, in my opinion. But I am very excited for the other 2 to get here. I did give both of these 4 stars. There's just some things within the art that weren't perfect for me. So that knocked it down to a 4. I am getting a lot pickier about what I give 5 stars in manga anymore. But I really thoroughly enjoy this series, so if you can get your hands on it, I do recommend you do so. And then the last one that I've read since we last chatted was The Masterful Cat is Depressed Again Today. So this is not what I was expecting it to be. I was expecting this story to be much more focused on the cat's mood rather than our heroine's mood. So right now nothing's romantic, but clearly this ginormous cat who was rescued by her has some feelings for her, but he doesn't know how to express them other than taking care of her. So, like, he does all the house chores. Like, there's a romantic interest introduced to her at one point, and he actually follows them on their date. And so right now it's really, really cute. So basically she is an adult having a hard time acting like an adult. So our cat here, his name is Yukichi. Or Yukichi. Basically, like, makes her breakfast, makes her lunch, helps her get up in the morning, helps her get ready for the day, takes care of her when she comes home drunk, keeps the house clean, all that kind of stuff. But that's his way of showing that he cares about her. And so she has no idea why he's so large. I do think that's going to come into play in future volumes. So I am very, very, very excited for the continuation of this because right now it's adorable and I love it. But you know me and cat manga, guys, like, it's a thing. I love this trope. So it wasn't what I was expecting, but I'm very much okay with it. I really, really liked it. So the last one I have left to read is Monster and Beast Volume 1. So once I read this, I'll come back, we'll wrap this vlog, and we'll move forward. All right, friends. So I just finished Monster and Beast Volume 1. Now, in this story, we have our monster character, and then we have this eccentric old man who happens to be a beast and is very sexual in his nature. So he feels like he can have anyone or anything that he wants sexually in that regard. And he just travels through the world, and he was basically being attacked, and our monster character ended up saving him. And they end up kind of starting to travel together because our monster can hide in our beast character's shadow. And so they kind of become traveling companions. And throughout the course of this first volume, our monster gets more vocal about their feelings for our eccentric older gentleman. And it is really interesting. I really love the art, but I also really love the discussions of sexuality and what that means for our older character. I mean, he's been with men, he's been with women, he's been with whoever he wants, whenever he wants. And it's been really lovely, and I really enjoy it. And this is just such a unique BL for me. I've not quite read anything like it, and it truly, I understand why Dylan wanted me to read this so much, because this, I want volume 2, I want volume 3. I think there's just the 3 volumes out right now, but I want in on more of this story. I'm definitely invested and very, very excited to continue. So with that said, those are all of my volume 1s I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what new series you've been loving lately, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.